Now, this video is going to be 30 minutes long, but let's jump right in. I said last week that the pound for pound list is stupid. It kind of is in a sense. I feel like people give way too much value to this thing that's very subjective and broad and hard to define because we obviously can't put Volk against John Jones. We can't turn Volk into a 6'4", 200 Jones is 236 now, 236-pound man. And vice versa. We can't turn Jones into a 5'7", 164-pound menace. Well, Volk's not really a menace. Volk is just a... Volk, honestly, built better than Jones. Hot take. Anyways, yeah, this is a tough video to make, so I want to just have some forgiveness from the people, some grace, where it's like, I might not always agree with you, and I feel like we need to start putting less value in pound for pound and more value in, your actual rankings of your lists, your actual weight classes and actually have value that. Whereas pound for pound thing is very subjective. We shouldn't get up in arms about these very subjective and broad categories that we cannot define. This whole thing is still stupid though. But I'm making a video for content that can spark engagement, especially because there's some hot takes people might not like and might not understand. You'll understand my Manel Cap's in the thumbnail in a couple seconds. People are probably like, why is Manel Cap in the pound for pound thumbnail? You'll understand. And Lopez and Volk also understand there. I just love Volk, to be honest. Actually, that's the whole reason. Plus, he's in that photo. So, is Volk in all these photos? No, he's not. Why is Hans on that? I don't know. Who cares? It's just whatever comes up pound for pound. I'm trying to cross thumbnail. I'm dragging this video because I'm scared to slide a little bit. I put 12 instead of 125. Well, who cares? Title, I don't know, man. This video's cooked. I want to give a disclaimer here. I have a lot of bias to guys in the lighter weight classes, the 125, apparently 12 to 145-pound division. I also want to say, don't maul me in the comments for this pound for pound thing. Again, it's too broad, very hard to rank because there's so many variables to consider. Do I consider skill, pedigree we've done from recently, activity, win rates, finishes, statistics, hair color? What do I consider? There's no definable category for pound for pound. Do I give bias to the heavier guys because I think their skill might translate, or do I give bias to the lighter guys? I think their skill might translate. You know what I mean? How does this all work? There's no definable terms. I'm very autistic and very analytical. I like definable black and white terms. This is very gray. I'm taking a step out here, my comfort zone and content-wise for y'all. So I hope you enjoy it. I will stop yapping in a second. I wanted to make some interesting content during my spring sports season, keep the channel going for you guys. This is going to be a week from now, I believe. So let's believe on the 15th. I'm going to do it a week from now. My spring sports season will have already started, but I don't think Volk will have fought yet. Actually, no, he wouldn't because he fights later on. He fights April 14th. This is my birthday week. 19th. Happy birthday. Anyways, Islam at number 1. I don't really think we need to argue with this one. Elite Port at number 2. Same thing. Pantoja at 3 is because I believe he's one of the most dominant, possibly the most dominant, depending on how you define your terms, champion in the weight class, or in the world. Sorry, in the world. And he's also at the smallest weight class. And the whole point, in my opinion, of the pound for pound list, like I said, I give bias to the 125 to 145, is to shout out the smaller guys because they aren't the flashiest and they might always get all the credit. So I have Pantoja at 3. John Jones at 4 is banked purely off of his pedigree. I actually had him at number 10 initially, based on what have you done for me recently. But my friend pointed out, who's also a Jones hater, by the way, just like I am. I'm not a Jones hater, I'm a Jones disliker. My opinion has changed on John Jones after interacting with the Khabib fan base and really analyzing it more. John Jones is an acceptable GOAT pick, sort of. It's just all the steroids he did and the bloated middleweights he fought is really the real issue. The old man argument is a bad argument. You guys were right. There you go, Jones Glazers. But it's really just the steroids, really. The steroids, the cheating, and the. But at the end of the day, on paper, John Jones still has insane pedigree. On paper, has the best resume. Just there's so many asterisks on that resume. I need to stop talking, but yeah, Jones at 4. Don't think it's pretty. I mean, you can probably put him at 10 based on what he's done for me recently. Maybe outside the top 15. That's debatable, but I mean, he did beat Cyril Gane, who was actually really good. I know we always say Gane didn't want to be there, but at the end of the day, it's still a great win, in my opinion. CBA win, not so much. Drake is at 5 over Merab because he beats people more decisively. If people are commenting 3-2 the other guy after all of your fights, that's not good. Whereas when Drake beats people, he had that one fight with Strickland, but then he 5-0'd him. So it's 8-2 on rounds. Even if you say Strickland won, it's 7-3 still. Destroyed Strickland. There's no debate there. Whitaker was AI, never happened. Robert Whitaker never loses. That's fake. He's actually the undisputed middleweight champion with 40 title defenses, by the way. Just a little history fact there. But yeah, Drake has beat him more decisively. I also think he's more well-rounded, and his skill set would translate, even though he's a physical freak of nature. The skill set on paper would translate. Ankalaev at 7, purely on principle, I think Pereira is better, but he did beat Pereira, so I can't rank him above. That's just not how it works. Tom Aspinall at 9 above Bilal, because again, I think he's more well-rounded. Now, Bilal is the lighter man, yes, but I don't think Bilal's skill set would work at heavyweight, where you have one-punch power. I mean, that guy already exists. It's still a ton of meta. We saw it happen when he fought Curtis Blades. People call it a fluke, but still, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? I don't think Bilal's skill set of just cardio and constant offense would really work at other weight classes. I think welterweight is this unique weight class where it works. Volk at 11 because, I mean, who has built? Who has built Reza? Who has built? You know, Dagestan Glazers always say that, but at the end of the day, when Volk regains the belt, easily probably put him at top. I'll put him at 9 when he regains the belt, I think. Petr Yan at 12. I will die on this hill. I will die for the Petr Yan is the most skilled fighter to ever grace the planet. Mighty Mouse is up there. It might be a tie, but I think Yan is just so skilled. He's the most skilled fighter on the planet that still fights. There you go, Mighty Mouse Glazers. Yan is doing spinning heel kicks, judo trips. He's doing these niche wrestling moves you've never heard of. Judo throws, jiu-jitsu inside trips, outside trips, clench, boxing, high guard, and MMA, still getting body shots. Yan has everything in his bag, and everything he throws is clean. None of his techniques look like he's reaching or sloppy. They're clean. And he brings in new moves every fight for no reason. It's like freaking Spider-Man from, like Insomniac Spider-Man. And he has all these finishers where it's like, bro, why do you even have this technique? You got no opponent. They ain't even a boss battle in this where it's like you need to be using this. You know what I mean? Yan is like that though. Yan just has the skills to pay the bills. Yan has it all. Now, yes, you can argue off what have you done for me recently, but still, I think the whole point of the pound and pound list, in a way, is it's very broad. The categories are very malleable, and I put Yan purely on skill. If you made Yan 6'4", 220 or 236, if you put Petr Yan's skill on Jon Jones' body, Jon Jones would be like 100-0. He would never lose. Yan is just that good, and it makes no sense. I don't care he lost to Aljo. I don't care he lost to Merab. You can beat a guy on a particular day at a particular time. It does not make you better than them. Yan had one arm in the Merab fight, by the way. But Yan is so undeniably skilled. I am tired of this narrative that Yan is overrated. I've actually seen this narrative. It is so stupid. Yan is very glazable. Why am I getting so angry about Petr Yan? Honestly, reasonable marble losing right now. Yan is pound for pound top 3, top 2, honestly. Most skilled fighters ever. No debate. I don't want to hear this narrative that Mighty Mouse is more skilled. GSP, I love GSP to death. I'm a big fan. Yan is way more skilled than he ever was. That's just the truth. Yan is so good. I could make a whole hour-long video just talking about Petr Yan. I know there's an audience for that, but I don't know if there's enough of one. Charles Oliveira at 13 over Arman because, number one, the fight was close. He did beat Chandler recently. I also think we cannot forget about Oliveira's pedigree as a champion. He is the last lightweight champion. He is the last champion in the quote-unquote hardest division in the world. That still has to warrant you something. A lot of people were saying 2-1 Oliveira. I know it was mostly Oliveira Glazers, and Arman did really good on the feet, but still, it's a close fight. I was down to put Arman 15th until I'll explain why. Diego Lopes. He is the best fighter in the world. Most recently, hear me out, 5 fights in a calendar year, 3 finishes, made it to the top 3. You can argue about quality of comp, but no one was putting in the levels of production that Diego Lopes was. He deserves to be top 15 pound for pound over Fraud O'Malley, ever calling him? Sean O'Fraud? I don't know. Over O'Malley, over Leon, over Holloway even. I think Diego Lopes would beat Max Holloway. Hot take. I don't know. That might be a stretch. It's a close fight, though. Lopez got the power. Max is crackable. I think Max should wear him down. I don't know. Maybe a hot take. I don't know. It's a close fight. We can agree on that. I think Lopes deserves to be the top 15 pound for pound list. He's the most active fighter in the UFC. 5 wins in a calendar year over good comp. You can argue about the numbers and rankings, but Sadiq Youssef, Brian Ortega, Those are good wins. Danny Gay, always a good win, solid win to add to the resume. If there's another big name I'm missing on his resume, I'm not that much of a Diego Lopez player, to be honest. I think objectively speaking, if the point of the pound for pound list is to show out the best fighters of the day, Diego Lopez has to go up there, especially considering he's a 145 pounder. Brandon Royval would destroy people. Not named Alexander Pantoja. He has cardio, he has elbows, he has boxing, he has head movement, he has wrestling, he has jujitsu, he has submissions, he has a chin, he has everything in his bag. He's one of the most well-rounded fighters on the planet. It goes back to the Yan thing where it's like Royval is objectively one of the most well-rounded individuals on the planet. It's just for some reason this guy cannot be Pantoja. His skill set would scale up weight classes, whereas like I said, like Bilal would not. That is why Royval is 15th. I think that the terms overall are very subjective and broad. We can have an endless pissing contest over who gets less females in the comment section if we really want to, but it's a pound for pound list of men who don't know who you are, and it has no impact to the sport and makes literally no sense. It's stupid. I'm sorry, it is stupid. I'm still making a video on it because I need content. But people that actually like put value to the pound for pound list and like debate it and go on these like tirades about pound for pound goat, pound for pound this, it's stupid. Now, women's weight classes can do pound for pound because women's weight classes don't exist. I mean, Mackenzie Dern shows up to fight week at 135 pounds. It cuts to 115. They don't exist. Um, Call me sexist or whatever, but it's true. Women's weight classes don't exist. It's unless you're like Kayla Harrison, they don't really exist. No offense, Kayla. The 115ers are 25ers, the 25ers are 35ers, the 35ers are 45ers, the 45ers 55ers, you know what I mean? Whereas in men, you can kind of tell, yeah, some of these guys are there. Women's weight classes can just the cutting is just easier. It's different. That would be a W video for my concept versus it would get 2 views though. But I turned a video I didn't like into an 11-minute passion-filled video. Quite interesting. Sorry for the self glaze. That was a very long, almost 5 seconds. Thanks for watching, and God bless.